Erica Lynn Speaks podcast is a place where you can grow beyond your limitations and make an impact on the world. I am Erica Lynn. I will teach you how to take the restraints off of you, begin to live free, and become unstoppable. Hello, 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 hello. I am Erica Lynn, and welcome back to Erica Lynn Speaks podcast. Together, we're about to play big. I am so excited. I am in New Orleans. We are streaming live in New Orleans for this week's podcast. You guys, I gave you such a wonderful background. I hope you like the scenery I provided for you. We're up on the top floor, and I am afraid of heights, but I am enjoying this view. So I hope you guys are enjoying it just as much as I am. But thank you for joining me here live on this Erica Lynn Speaks podcast. Real quick, before we get started, can you share this podcast with everyone, all your friends and your family, everybody who's attached to you, so that together we all can play big? I don't want to play by myself. I know you don't want to play by yourself. And also, I like for you to start a watch party. In the watch party, we can all join the big leagues together. My team is still texting me, telling me that I am having major technical difficulties. So I apologize for those of you who are okay. So she said, we're on. That's good. It's great to have a good team. I am so excited. Like, I don't know. Sometimes in the hotel, you get good Wi-Fi or you get bad Wi-Fi. I'm just not sure what's going on. But in any event, I'm happy to be here, and I am grateful that you guys are joining me as well. So we will be here every Friday to take one more step into playing big, because in order to get to that high point, you have to take your first step into your second step, into your third step, until you get to that major big point that you have always been working so hard for. And I am going to work with you, walk with you, work with you, and together we will play big together. How does that sound? Does that sound all right with you guys? So today we will be using tools that you will find in my self-help book, The 7 Techniques of Healing. You can download the book to your phone, your tablet, your laptop, all from Amazon Kindle today, right now. So you can follow along with us as we go into your greatest healing. And also, make sure you visit ericalynnspeaks.com. I'm giving you a free download right now. So make sure you get your free download on ericalynnspeaks.com, because I just want you guys to get all the tools that you need to help you move forward. We don't want anything to hold you back or hinder you. So I'm going to give you guys all the love and attention I can, right? So the techniques we're coming from the 7 techniques of healing, and designed to walk you through the steps within your phases of growth. Last week, we talked about asking yourself, why have you finally decided to take the first step to become the best you? You remember that? We went on over some exercises that you can do if you begin to feel anxious or overwhelmed while you're doing the work to clear out your mind and prepare yourself to begin your healing. Those breathing exercises and healing exercises, they help me tremendously, just like I know that they help countless other people. But before we begin analyzing the next technique from my 7 Techniques of Healing book, I want to take a moment for all of us to center ourselves. So I want you guys to to get comfortable. Bring your arms out like so. And we're going to go on a journey. And on this journey, you're going to take in the things that you want to change. And you're going to breathe out the things that you have changed. So in other words, if you want to change your life, you're going to breathe in, I want to change my life. Now you're going to breathe out, I have taken the first step to changing my life. So you breathe in, I want to change my life. And you breathe out, I have taken the first step to changing my life. So, but whatever it is, whatever things that you want to change in your life, breathe them in and breathe out the things that you are becoming. Breathe in and breathe out. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. This will help center your thoughts and your breathing. It centers you because this helps you to prepare yourself mentally in order to move on to the next steps of where you're going. Sometimes when we go on our journey, it's not always easy, but if you're prepared with the proper tools and techniques, you can make it through. All right? Have you invited everyone you know? You got time right now. Invite everyone that you know through this podcast. And as I look down, we have some people join us. Hi, Martha. How are you? And my brother, he says, what's up? Hey, Willie Jr. You know, when I talk about having a support system and a team, it is so important to have that team to help walk with you and be by your side as you go through the things that you need to go through. Because sometimes when you can't seem to go any further, they're going to be there to pick you up and walk with you and guide you and hold your hand like, hey, I got you. How many wants to have somebody to hold your hand and say, hey, I got you? I know I sure do. But are you ready to walk the next step? Are you ready? Put down in the comments below. So yes, I'm ready to walk the next step. I am ready. So let's bring someone along with us on your journey to our best self. Invite everyone you know. So today, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. We're going to continue to dive into some of our core aspects of healing from my book, The 7 Techniques of Healing. The second technique of healing from the 7 techniques of healing is educate and empowerment. So we want to get educated and we want to be empowered. In my personal journey, I found myself thirsting to know why I was subjected to certain abuses. And even more often than not, why I subjected myself to my own abuse and my own neglect. See, sometimes we fall into a place where other people have neglected us and we've accepted it, or they've abused us and we've accepted it. So we think that that's the only way that we're supposed to treat ourselves. And when you look up, you realize like, dang, I'm neglecting myself and I'm abusing myself. Why am I self-sabotaging my happiness? Why am I doing this? So when you take a step back and you look, you begin to realize like, wow, I'm doing the same thing to myself that someone else is doing to me. Does that make sense to you? It was only after I reconciled with my own absentee father that I knew I was ready to truly begin the necessary work to heal myself from the inside out. I'll tell you guys, and I don't know if you have heard me tell you this story before, but I was married 2 times. And the second time I was in a marriage where it wasn't going very good. I wasn't happy. I didn't like him. He didn't like me. He probably didn't like the kids. We didn't get along. And I felt like this was a very emotional, abusive relationship. And I needed to get out. And so when he had that chance that he kind of blew up that night, I said, oh, it's time for me to go. It's time for me to exit stage left. So I remember I had put him out of the house. And 2 days later, after he left the home, my father had a heart attack. And my stepmom had called and she says, hey, Erica, your dad, she called all of my siblings. Your dad is in the hospital. Come quick. So we all went to the hospital. And on the way to the hospital, I called my husband at the time. Said, can you meet me there? My dad, I don't know what condition I'm going to find him in. Please, can you come be my support system? He was like, absolutely. So he came. And we had a wonderful time, like loving on my dad. And then after that visit from the hospital was over, he went his way and I went mine. So 2 days later, when I went back to the hospital by myself, I sat down and I was talking to my father. And I said, Dad, how you feeling? He's like, I'm okay, Erica. And he's cracking jokes. And I was like, you're not going to die on me, are you? He's like, no. I was like, well, Dad, I got to tell you something. And he was like, what? I was like, I want a divorce. And he was like, why do you want a divorce? I was like, I don't like that fool. He said, well, why you don't like him? I was like, he mistreat me. He mistreat the kids. And I'm just not happy. I want to get out of this marriage. I can't do this anymore. And there's a whole lot of other things, of course, that went on. And so my dad said, well, why are you holding on? And I remember pulling the divorce papers out of my purse. And I said, here's the divorce papers here, Dad. But I kind of don't have the courage to sign them. So my dad began talking to me, asking me deep questions to allow me to think about everything as a whole. He began telling me he loved me and pouring into me. He began sharing stories with me from the war and relationships, and of course, stories of him and my mom and things like that. And when he finished talking to me and loving on me, I began feeling a sense of empowerment. I remember breathing in and my shoulders began to start sitting up high opposed to me sitting down like this. My whole demeanor began to change. And he said, so now, Erica, what do you want to do? I said, I want to divorce that fool, Daddy. And I signed those divorce papers, you guys. And when I left that hospital, I dropped those divorce papers in the mail and I went on about my life. You see, I began to take my power back. I began to love on myself again. So you see, you're not alone because I did the work. I am who you see today. A published author, sought after TV guest, and featured speaker. We're going to begin the work right now to get your greatest healing. If you just joined us, go on over to my website, ericalynnspeaks.com, and download your free copy today. Don't forget, and you can get and download your copy of 7 Techniques of Healing so that you can follow along with us as we continue to go through the 7 techniques. That's what I love about live, you guys. You can't fake it. But I love always showing you all my true personality and who I really am so that we're all on point together. So if you guys have any questions, you're welcome to ask them right now, and I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. So put down in the chat section in whatever questions that you have. I love participation. If you get stuck, let me know down in the comments section so that we're working on this together. We're a team, right? There's no I in team, so we're doing this together. If you prefer to speak to me directly about the things that's been holding you back and you kind of want some one-on-one, I'll be happy to answer you and speak directly with you. Just go into the message box on Erica Lynn Speaks, and whatever it is, I'll get back with you, and we're going to work on this thing together. We're going to make it work. So now in the book, The 7 Techniques of Healing, on page 28, you'll see where you're asked to write down some things that has been holding you back. And if you guys are the ones who've had the book already, you know that I ask you, what are some of the things that have held you back? And you have to be truthful and honest and write down those things that have held you back. So for me, it was addressing my need for male affection from anyone. I didn't care who it was. I just needed that affection, regardless of the type of abuse that I would choose to ignore and justify just to receive that affection. This misplaced need stemmed from the root of confusion with dug deep into my soul that day. I realized that although my father had left and did not say goodbye and wasn't coming back, I realized that I still had to live my life. So now that you have written down those things that was holding you back, this is your first steps towards education and empowerment. You see, because now we're beginning to identify what is one of your root causes for your deep pain and hurt that you're holding in. You have made an agreement with yourself that it is time to let go of what is stopping you and lay it down all in God's hands. In order to achieve this, I want you to start a little exercise that you can use whenever you're feeling like stressed out or overwhelmed. See, these techniques that's in the book, they really do help you. They help you at times when you don't even think that they're going to help you. They help you when you're feeling excited or anxious or overwhelmed. You can just stop and do this. So the things that you wrote down, I want you to repeat after me because we're going to lay them of them. So you may have wrote down, for me, it would be the resentment and the hurt that I was holding on to by my father leaving me. So that's my example. I don't know what your examples are, what you wrote down on the paper, but you're going to recite the following. I am leaving these matters. And whatever you wrote down, you're going to place it here. So for me, it's my father, my resentment. So I am placing these matters of resentment in God's hands. I will no longer walk around with them on my shoulder, but instead walk in my purpose and what I am designed to do. So let's do that one more time. And then you can do number 2 that you wrote on the list, because I know many of you might have more than one thing that has been holding you back. So I am leaving these matters of abuse in God's hands. I will no longer walk around with them on my shoulder, but instead walk in my purpose and what I am designed to do. Say it with conviction. How do you feel? How does it make you feel to release the things that you've been holding on to begin empowering yourself? You can use this exercise whenever you're stressed out or overwhelmed. If you download the 7 techniques of healing, you would need to complete the worksheet. There's a worksheet that's along with it. Those of you who want someone to work with you personally at your own pace, and you have joined the One Step Beyond You signature program today, you will hear from me tomorrow. So join the One Step Beyond You signature program so that we can work together. I'm glad that you guys are here, that you were ready to learn about education and empowerment. You are ready to take your first step into playing big. You are ready to work with others. This is a wonderful first step. Like, you guys should give yourself a pat on the back. Like, it's just simply wonderful. It's kudos to you. As I said before, you guys, I'm streaming live from New Orleans, and I gave you guys a great background today. But even coming to New Orleans for me, it was a challenge, but yet a wonderful experience at the same time. So God gave me something to do, and then I turned it into an opportunity. I expanded it into being more than what it originally planned. So sometimes all it takes is for you to take your first step, and then look at all the doors that's open. So now I'm in New Orleans, This is my first time to New Orleans, and I'm having a book signing. So if you guys are in NOLA this weekend visiting, or if you're here, live in NOLA, come on over to the book signing. You guys can, there's flyers posted on Erica Lynn Speaks, and I'll make sure that you get a wonderful greeting. So that's my time, you guys. And despite of whatever challenges I faced trying to do this live today, I still showed up. I showed out. I didn't give up. I didn't quit. And so that's my message to you. No matter what challenges you face, don't ever give up on yourself. Don't ever quit trying to become your best self. Don't never quit trying to live the life that you have dreamed. All you have to do is take some steps and do the work that you have to do to get there. Candace says she's ready. Martha, you said you addressed. How you guys doing? Man, I'm telling you, it's time for me to go and eat. I've been holding on just for you guys so that we can do the live. It's 4:00 here in New Orleans, and other people are on other states, on other time zones, but my time zone is Eastern Standard Time Zone. No matter where I go in the world, I like to always stay to the Eastern Standard Time Zone that I set while I'm there. And so I just wanted to make sure that I chimed in today and just poured out my love, consistency, never quitting, never giving up. So I'm just always want to give you guys a word so that you can move forward. So the word for today is education and empowerment. So you must educate yourself in order to know what you must do in order to move forward. Empower yourself, and the rest is yet to come. Martha, you said, what's the address? It is 360 St. Charles Avenue. We're at the Residence Inn in the French Quarter in the CBD, which stands for Central Business District. And we're going to be in the executive boardroom overlooking the wonderful balcony. You guys are going to, I can't wait to live stream on Sunday. That's the bonus. You guys get a live stream from the book signing. Yay. But that's the address, the Residence Inn in the Central Business District, 360 St. Charles Avenue in New Orleans, Louisiana. And if you guys need some more information, please inbox me. Either myself or a member on my team will get back with you and provide everything you need to know. So do you guys have any other questions for me? If not, this is your girl, Erica Lynn, and I am going to go in pursuit for some wonderful food from Louisiana. I think my team just landed. Also, their plane just landed. Make sure you go ahead and go on over to Erica Lynn Speaks for the One Step Beyond You signature program. I did have a wonderful commercial planned out for you, but it didn't work out that way. I'll make sure I play the commercial on Sunday. Oh my God, I'm just having so much fun. Okay, you guys, that's my time. I love you. I'm not going to hold you any further. It's Friday. Happy Halloween. And for those of you who do not know, my father did pass on Halloween in 2017. So tomorrow I'm going to celebrate his passing. So I'm going to celebrate in honor of my father. I love you, Martha. Thanks for visiting and being a support. God bless you guys. Yes. We are all faced. Well, I'm going to give up on that because the Wi-Fi is not working that good. So I'll see you guys this weekend for the live streams and the book signing. God bless you. I'm Erica Lynn. See ya.